get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I have a very, very special guest. I met her one time at a pop-up event, and I'm surprised that she remembered me in my podcast because I told her, listen, you could come onto my platform. You could promote whatever you want to promote. Doesn't matter. You're more than welcome. And she hit me up, and now we here. Straight out of Louisville, Kentucky. I want to introduce to you Miss Savannah Jones, owner of Savannah Sweet Spot. How you doing?
I am well. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Doing me as always. So let the people know what you're drinking on tonight.
So tonight we have some Seagram's gin and orange juice. So I'm very old school gin and juice. I'm a Seagram's and Tanqueray type of girl.
Oh yeah, you're definitely old school. The moment you said Seagram's, I was like, oh, she a gin and juice girl. I have not drunk that since I was 21.
Listen, don't sleep on the gin and juice. Now it'll get you where you need to go.
Well, I'm gonna sleep on it tonight. As always, y'all, I'm drinking on Crown Royal Vanilla mixed with Dr. Pepper cream soda. So yeah, don't sleep on that one.
Okay.
I mean, if you like sweets, if you like anything sweet, this is the drink for you. Before we go any further, man, I got to give a huge shout out to my sponsors, Joe Sakinab and Sakinab.com. Visit Sakinab.com for services, monthly updates, and contact information. Once again, visit Sakinab.com, promoting leadership and scholarship. So, Savannah, go and introduce yourself. Let the people know what you do and a little about yourself.
All right. So, of course, I'm Savannah. I am the owner of Savannah Sweet Spa. I was born and raised in Greensboro, North Carolina. And in 2011, we moved here to Louisville, Kentucky. So I have been here since then. For my business, I hand make all natural skincare products. And right now, I am in the middle of a relaunch. So I am revamping my entire business. I'm going to be coming out with new products, new labels. Scents will be added to, some of my products. So right now, my last event was actually this month in April. So right now I'm just preparing to relaunch in July. And, I decided to come on the podcast, have me a good time, and, just have a good conversation.
Definitely, man. I'm glad that you're here. Like I said, I didn't forget about you. I'm always open. So if anybody like to come onto the podcast, you can always hit me up on Facebook or Instagram at Drinking After Dark Podcast. But let's get into it. How did you get started with your business?
So I originally started making products because of my mother, and she has thyroid disease, which is like a gland basically in your throat, and it really controls like all of your other like glands, like your skin, your sweating, your eyes. Like it controls a lot of things like that. So she was diagnosed back in like 2008. Before we moved here to Louisville, she was diagnosed with thyroid disease, and then it transitioned to hypo, and she still has that now. So it makes her skin like very dry and very sensitive. So a lot of things that my sister and I could use, soaps and things like that were fine for us. It was harsh for her, lotions and all of that type of stuff. So I was trying to find a solution to where everybody in the house could use the same type of products. So I just thought about it like, why don't I just start making my own products? And I started, dabbling in a few things just to see how I liked it, how it works. Turned out pretty good. I used it on myself first, then I let my sister use it, and then I let my mother use it. And she noticed how the products caused her skin no irritation and how it was able to really like penetrate those dry parts of her skin, especially on her feet, because her feet gets like a lot of dry, dead skin, unfortunately. So she was noticing how everything was working. And one day she was just like, why don't you start selling this? And I was like, okay, cool. So I took her, recommendation and started selling to the public. So since 2017, Savannah Sweet Spot has definitely been out and about in the public and the community throughout Kentucky and other states, just trying to promote some natural skincare and really just broaden my audience, to all type of crowds, all type of backgrounds, all type of sexes and races, because everybody need good, healthy skin. Everybody deserves good, healthy skin. Let me say that.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot what I bought from you. I think it was some soap, if I'm not mistaken. It
Yes,
might have
the
been
cinnamon soap.
because my daughter, she wanted it, and I could usually tell my daughter no to some things, but if it's something that'd be good for her skin, I like, all right, no, I get this for you and everything like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to have you here, and I was like, as time went by, right? As time went by, I was watching you on Instagram, and I
Mhm.
think I read an article that you was in. I think you had an
Mhm.
article. What was that
Yes,
article?
it was.
So I was reading that. I was like, all right, I see now she's really taking her business to a whole nother level and things like that. Um, what's some of the things that you have coming up with your business?
So right now, like I said, I'm revamping. So some stuff I'm keeping and some stuff I'm taking away. And one thing that I'm actually adding is I'm going to have a men's collection. So like I guess I sell to men, don't get me wrong, but I guess because like my jars are pink and then some of the products are pink and like flory, guys are usually like, can I use this too? And I'm like, yeah, everybody can use it. It's fine. But I think it's just like my image had like a certain look and I'm revamping all of that. So I'm adding a men's collection, I'm adding scents, and I will be relaunching in July because I just sponsored an event. It's an all women's event. It's basically a women's empowerment event. You wear all white, and I'm a sponsor for that. So I'm trying to get everything prepared, of course, before the event happens. And that will be my first event once I return back to the public. And then after that, we hitting the gas again. Hopefully, like I can keep staying booked every weekend. Um, yeah, for this new relaunch. So that's pretty much my plans right now. My website, nobody can purchase anything right now, but like I said, once July hits and I relaunch everything brand new that y'all are gonna see on Instagram and Facebook will be available for purchase.
Yeah, definitely. So y'all go ahead and follow her on Facebook or Instagram, so y'all can have the updates and everything. Um, my like I said, my daughter enjoy it. So when she comes back out and I see her again, I'm definitely going to hit her up. Or when she get her website up and running again, I'm definitely going to get not only my daughter but my wife. And once you get your men's collection out there, I'm going to give me some because I'm gonna be real with you. Too many times y'all forget about us. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like we don't matter. Like our skin don't
Hmm.
matter.
It's not even that. It's honestly like when I talk to guys, they don't even I don't think guys don't take it serious. I don't think they go in depth with skincare like women do. Like women will go on journeys to get the perfect skincare routine, the perfect skincare product. Like a guy will just, he'll just wash his face and keep it pushing. Like it's really not the same type of field for guys as it is for women. So that's why I'm trying to include men as much as I can, because I feel like a lot of guys want to take care of their skin, but because like I guess they don't want to seem like some type of lame or something. You know how people just label you as stuff because they want to take care of their stuff. Like guys just feel so a little bit insecure about it. I'm like, don't do that. Just come to somebody like me who actually wants to include the guys and just ask me what you're looking for, what your skin type is, and we can work on something together to get your skin right. But I want to include the guys because I feel like y'all need to be included on the skincare journey too.
And I was about to say, a lot of times that's bullshit what guys are saying because if you ever notice, I don't know if you notice this, a lot of guys wear women's deodorant. So,
Really?
oh my goodness, you'll be surprised.
I like men's deodorant. So maybe that's a weird thing because I feel like I'm better off using men's deodorant than women's deodorant.
What brand?
It's somewhere around here, but 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be Degree.
That's what I use.
Yeah. So I like the men's, and sometimes I'll use Arm and Hammer. And I recently just tried this new deodorant. I'm trying to see if it's on my table right now. Okay, here it is right here. So I just started trying this deodorant not too long ago, if y'all could see that. Really good. I've used a couple of products from this company, but I like their deodorant the best.
Yeah, I've noticed some guys, they put on women's deodorant. I don't know what it is. I don't do it. I put on men's deodorant. Like you said, when I go wash my face, I always go get the body wash, the three in one,
Mm-hmm.
the body, hair, and the face. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, why waste money on all these different products and things like that when I could just kill it right here and there for like $6-7. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gotta worry about all of that. But you know what? I do take pride in my skin. You know, I guess it's just a natural thing to me. I don't know why, but I just take pride in it because I like to be presentable. You know what I mean? So not I don't always read the labels, but I usually go what smells good and what's good for me. So um yeah, I'm gonna look forward to that. I'm gonna see what's what. If you need a male model for your products, I'm here.
And
I'm
I'm
right
gonna need
there.
that soon. So let me don't hey, I might really hold you up to that soon.
I will do it.
Okay.
If you need somebody else, I think I could get a couple more, more people as well.
Well, do your thing then.
I mean, we got to support one another, right?
Correct.
This is why
Yes.
this is why I created this platform. Support others because a lot of times they might not even have a platform to go out there and really promote their brands or whatever it is that they're doing. So I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. But I'm also gonna drink in the process. So we I have my friends on here. If you ever come on with me and my friends, I guarantee you it ain't gonna be like this. You'll hear
Well,
some.
invite me one day. I ain't got listen, I'm open.
Okay, I'm just gonna warn you. The shit that we say, it's over the top, and we got some liquor in our system, so don't blame it on us. Blame it on the alcohol. It's really sometimes I have to like take off my earphones and be like, I can't believe he just said this shit. I'm like, man, and sometimes I feel guilty because I'm a married man. I'm listening to this stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh gosh, oof,
It's
that's
rough
too.
out here.
But you know what? I'm gonna keep listening though, because it's. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with listening, but sometimes you feel guilty for listening. So I'm like, but I'm gonna bring you on one night with me and my friends. We on here, and I'm guarantee you it's gonna change your life.
Okay,
Real deal.
listen. You think your friends say some wild stuff? Sometimes I catch myself like, where did that person even come? I think that'd be a good thing. Like I think we could all match energy very well. So I would be so down.
And I'll make sure that y'all don't go too far into the deep end.
Yeah, yeah. Don't have me down there like in the deep, deep dark seas. Just keep me on the coastal line where I can still see everything real
Oh
good.
no, no, I'm gonna take you to the deep end, but I ain't gonna take you to the deep, deep end. I ain't gonna let you go
Hey,
that far.
okay, okay. We gonna be
Nah,
good though.
cool. I'm looking forward to it now. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to set something up.
Do it. I'm down.
Now you say you from Louisville, Kentucky, man. How was your time growing up there?
So I'm not from Louisville. I want to get that out there.
Oh
I
well,
just
you've
been living here.
been living there. You're from
Yes,
yeah,
Greensboro.
Greensboro, North Carolina. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess because I've been here for so long, you could say it's a hometown, but really my heart is still in North Carolina. But growing up here, I'ma say you notice a very big difference in culture from North Carolina to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
It is a huge, huge cultural difference. Like in North Carolina, it's just a lot of Southern hospitality. Like it's just the South. So you're gonna expect a lot of people to smile a lot, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Um, just things like that. People really don't um get out of order. Everything's kind of like you just do good, stay in school, stay out of trouble. It's kind of like a lot of that. Then you come here to Kentucky and it was like a 360. Like I don't even know how I can describe it. It was just like a very, very shocking thing to me. Like I was going to school here, and of course I graduated here, but like my first couple of years in middle school, what I was seeing was not going on in my school. It's like you could roll up a blunt on the bus. You could
What
People
the
was
hell?
going, listen, I'm not even if I was lying, I would have wings on my back right now. Cause I'm telling you what I saw. People was rolling up blunts, smoking. Some people was into some intercourse at buses. Like we was three to a seat some days. Like when I say we was like sardines on buses some days, sometimes it would be three to a seat and people still standing. So just a lot of things that I never experience in North Carolina, I was like experiencing firsthand, and it was like it was normal to everybody else. And then I'm just like, this is not normal to me. And I really had to get adjusted to the culture here. Like, I'm telling you, and the city has calmed down a lot. Like, when I first got here compared to now, like, the city has calmed down a lot. So, crime used to be real high up. I ain't saying it's gone, but it's just a little bit calmer. They're really trying to get the homeless population under control because that was very, very bad when I first moved here too. So they really working on that. A lot of these buildings that's been here before I was born, they finally knocking these buildings down and like putting stuff up to replace it. So Louisville is definitely trying to change and grow. Um, I just think because Louisville's the biggest city in Kentucky, it's such a rural state. It's going to take a lot to get it up to course, like with a lot of other states that's already like fast paced and moving. So a lot of culture shocks I experienced, but I appreciated that because that added some character to me that I feel like I never probably would have got if I would have stayed in North Carolina.
I'm still stuck at the fact that they were rolling blunts and fucking on the bus.
Yeah, seriously. Like we
Wait,
in
hold up.
we in 7th and 8th grade doing this. Not me, but I'm just saying I'm on that bus.
So you mean the bus driver don't know none of this is going on?
The bus driver was scared because they would jump the bus driver if he would say anything type. Like, yeah, yeah, deep. It gets that deep. Yes. Like the bus driver would get talked too reckless, and if he keep doing too much, he will get fought.
Now I can see why there's a bus driver shortage all around.
Okay.
It's they can't pay enough to drive these badass kids nowhere.
And I was getting bused at least an hour away from where I live. So they had this busing system to where if you lived in this area, you got drove all the way over to this other area. And if you live down in that area, they bus you down to where I live. So The drive wasn't like around the corner. Like we're going to a whole nother part of town.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, they used to do it here in Clarksville too, until now they building up more schools to where
Mhm.
they ain't got to drive all across. Because when I was in elementary school, I had to go probably about a good 25 minutes away to get to my school. So even though I was probably about another, I think it was about 10, 15 minutes closer to the next school, they bus my neighborhood, my area to this brand new school out there. So I understand, getting bused and everything like that, but we sure wasn't. When I was in middle school, I was right down the street. I didn't have to get bused nowhere. Right down the street, and there was no rolling blunts. There was no sex. It was none of that. It was we don't want to go to school. We have to go, and we can't wait till summertime. So I don't think we even thought about nothing like that. What year was this?
So from 2011 to 2012, because I went to sixth grade in North Carolina. In my seventh and eighth grade year, I was in Kentucky. So, and I started high school in 2012. So yeah, from like 2011 to probably the beginning of 2012, that's when I was in middle school. And then I want to say, because school starts in August. So towards the middle of 2012, I had started my high school year. And that really wasn't no better. It was kind of the same energy, but just now we in high school. So I done seen a lot in school, probably more than I probably should have seen. But like I said, it added
Oh
some
yeah,
character to me. So
yeah. You'll see some things in high school. You ain't gonna avoid that.
mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
you're a lot younger than me. See, I'm 34 right now, so
Okay,
I
I'm
when
24.
when I graduated high school, it was in 2006, and this was MySpace days.
Yeah.
So even though Facebook started in 2004, it wasn't popular until about 2007,
Mm-hmm.
2008.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't, we really wasn't online like that. So a lot of that influence that we were getting, it wasn't from online.
Right.
So a lot of times we just go by what we heard or stuff like that. Y'all out here wilding. Y'all was y'all going by the stuff that y'all see and like I'ma try this.
Yeah.
Nasty, some nasty freaks. I want to know some.
Hey. What?
I want to know some. Do they still have the what's that hotel that's in Louisville? Was it the Galt House? Do they still have that?
Yes. Yes. That's not going anywhere.
So I've stayed in that hotel about 3, 4 times.
Okay.
No, it was once was for a AAU tournament. It was a Kentucky shootout. It was my what year was that? I went at least 3 times. It had to either be my junior year in high school, junior year, or my freshman year in high school. But we stayed there. But the other times were for church trips. You know, the big meeting in our district and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. And they telling us to treat the hotel like it's a church. I'm like, no, I'm gonna treat the hotel like it's a hotel. You ain't gonna tell me to treat this like a church. I know what this is all about.
So
Y'all
what
talking
was you
about
off into treating it like a hotel?
you, I ain't gotta say it.
Oh, no, we stepping night and day.
Hey, maybe it was the like you said, the culture. It got into me, so I'm like, I'm seeing all these people I ain't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
We all packed at this hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, you know what? I'm right next door to them. They right next
Mm-hmm.
door to me. We ain't got no chaperone. Well, we didn't have no chaperones. So it's like, what's up?
What's
But y'all
up?
trying
If
I ain't gonna
somebody asks you what you trying to do in Louisville, it means one of two things. What you trying to do is what you trying to do, or it's when what you trying to do, like what is you on? It's either one or two. Ain't no So if somebody asks you what you trying to do, just look in their eyes and see what you trying to do is. They're gonna let you know real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That. Come on now. I already got that. I already got that. That's. You know what I mean. I'm like, cause see, here's the thing. At times, I didn't even want to go to these trips because I'm just now finishing my AAU season. So
Mhm.
I'm so tired from traveling place to place to where now I gotta go to another place because church and everything like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun. I don't listen. Y'all said treat the ballroom like the church. Y'all ain't say the hotel. So technically, whatever I decide to do in this hotel, which I didn't do anything in the hotel, but if I decided, okay, I'm not gonna say too much. What I'm
Mm.
saying is that what I'm saying is that it was I it was the church trips was straight.
Mhm.
It was straight. I listen, man. When you get a bunch of teenagers together,
Mhm.
you ain't seen nobody before and all of that. Y'all so close and y'all try to have a curfew and all this stuff ain't working. Chaperones, they having their meetings, different organization meetings and all of that. We just in the room like, okay, what we gonna do today? We
Somebody
went
gonna find
from,
something now.
oh yeah. And we went, I remember at times we would walk from the hotel. I think there was a mall right down the street.
Mm.
We'll just go right down the street. You know, Food wasn't that good at all, but we just walked down the street because it was close. It was close. Everything we had to walk to everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, I'm ready to go home. I don't really want to be here. One trip in particular, Mike Tyson stayed at the same hotel. He had a fight that
Ah.
weekend. Yeah, he had a fight that weekend. And I don't know how it happened, but my cousins got into his hotel room.
Shout out to your cousins, man.
Yeah, my little cousins, man, they, you know, and he was just talking to him. It was like saying what's up and all of that. It was like, all right, cool, that's what's up.
Swear. Okay,
Yeah,
Mike.
you're a cool dude. They was like, listen, if y'all haven't heard already, Mike Tyson is staying in this hotel, so please don't disturb him. He has a fight this weekend. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, does this pastor have money on the fight? That's what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking you wouldn't say nothing like this. I mean, of course, we're not going to disturb him, but if he's out and about, of course, people gonna want to try to talk to him, get his autograph, and take pictures.
It's Mike Tyson.
Sure, I remember the ladies at my church. No lie, we was we was going to a skating party, and a couple of friends from my church. We were getting into our church van, and guess who was standing right outside of our church van? Bishop Don Magic Juan.
The
No lie.
one, the one.
Yes, him. And they saw him, they rushed out there to get his picture. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna sit there and get this because see then, you know,
Cause you know his profession.
oh yeah,
You
listen,
know.
I done seen Pimps Up, Hoes Down. I've seen all of that HBO specials. So, but you know what? It was actually you'll be surprised though who you will meet when you go on these trips. And you like, I cannot believe I saw him. Like he was directly in my sight, right? But I didn't take a picture with him.
Yeah.
They did. So I was like, hey, listen, let them have their fun,
Okay.
you know. But anyway, we're gonna move on because I don't want to talk about this church strip no more. Because I'm just saying, oh, we almost got to fighting too one of them trips.
Like on the church trip,
Yeah.
what would Jesus do? That should have been the question. Why
No,
would
I'm gonna
y'all
tell
finna
you.
fight?
All right, so I'm not gonna mention his name. So this one guy was disrespecting um a girl that went to my church,
Mhm.
right? He was trying to holler at her. He didn't. No, she was basically turning him down. And I remember we was in a room. We had our door open a little bit because we was about to, leave right back out, do a quick little change. And I remember he said something real nasty to her. We heard it. And I was like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We opened that door. We looked at him like, hey, nah, man, we ain't doing this today. He was like, man, who the?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, well, who are y'all? I was like, look, bro, you probably upset because he turned you down, but I'm gonna let you know it's 7 of us, and it's probably like 4 of y'all. So I don't know what you're trying to do, but just go on back to your room, apologize, and we'll just let this go. Nah, he kept going. He kept going. And it was like, all right, so let's take off these shirts. We in the hallway. We were ready. We didn't want to be there anyway. We were ready to go. I'm thinking, look, we on the 5th floor. I would toss your little ass out this window. I did not care. Because one thing you ain't gonna do, you ain't gonna disrespect, somebody who's like family to us.
Facts.
You ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to apologize, go about your day. But you didn't do it. Luckily, some adults came around.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't say nothing. But we knew they was gonna throw a party that later on that week to where it was like, all right, we're gonna give you these days to cool off and apologize. But if you don't say nothing, we're going home the next day anyway.
Okay. Nah, that's right though. Don't ever let nobody feel like they can be disrespectful. Check that immediately. Cause one time it slide, everybody ice skating.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a cousin that's he was about my size, but he was swoller, right? He's like a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he turned into a Hulk real quick. Cause I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, cause he already had muscles, but I'm like, where did extra muscles come from?
Hey, he got ready, like, hold on, cause if I gotta get with somebody tonight, that's what we gonna do.
Yeah, we didn't tolerate that. It was like,
Mm-mm.
but that's the thing in the past. We were all teenagers at the time, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I was ready to toss him out the window from the 5th
Okay.
floor.
Okay, New Jack City.
Hey, and the funny thing about that was we actually watched that movie the night before. No, I'm serious. We was like, all right, because it was at night. It was like we're gonna have a movie night, just with our church. It's like we're gonna have a movie night, and I don't know who brought New Jack City. They brought New Jack City. We have all seen it, so it didn't matter. And that's what came to my mind. I'm like, I'm gonna toss this son bitch out the window because he had that dude dangling over that bridge.
I know.
I'm like, you know what? There ain't no bridge, but there's a window. We on the 5th floor. Yeah, let's move on. I'm getting hot right now talking about this. Have you been watching that Red Table Talk at all?
So, to be honest, I've never watched Red Table Talk. I only see clips of it, like via Instagram, or even like I'll see some clips of it like on my Facebook, but I've never actually tuned in. But I just hope they can, Will and Jade, I just hope they make it through, and I just gonna pray for them. That's all I can say about that situation.
I'm gonna be the not so nice guy on this one. I think what's best for Will Smith was best for Jada Pinkett Smith. Your kids are grown. Y'all don't need to be together no more. Because if you go back and you heard what she said, she really didn't want to marry Will Smith.
That's what I was hearing, that she was saying she didn't really actually want to get married. She was just young.
And pregnant. Because she was already pregnant when they got married. And then, because they got married, I think it was on New Year's Eve they got married. And then the following summer in July, Jaden was born.
Mm.
So, but I guess she was kind of like forcing the marriage and all that. In a way, I'm gonna be honest with you. In a way, it was a blessing for her because I'm gonna tell you why. Will Smith ain't never out of work.
Mm-mm.
This man make movie after movie after movie. He can album after album. He stays working.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be honest, you were in the acting industry before he was. You know, you had your, you know, TV shows. You had Different World. You had, movies, A Low Down Dirty Shame. You had
Jason's lyric.
Jason's Lyric. You had Nutty Professor.
Set it off.
Set It Off. You know, you got classics under your belt too, except for that one dumbass movie she made. I don't know if you know.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
you know what's so crazy? I ain't never even got through that movie. Like I clicked on it and fell asleep.
Nah, you ain't gonna get through that movie because that I'm gonna tell you something about that movie. It doesn't even have an ending to it. It just was like, all right, we're just gonna stop it here. They knew that movie was trash. I sat there, I
Watch
was
that
like,
shit.
and they got it on Netflix too. I'm like, why y'all put this on Netflix? This ain't a great movie. This is not a great representation of black cinema.
So I honestly feel like Will really does love Jada.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but somewhere, I don't know what happened, but Jada just not fucking with Will. Like, okay, just off of the August Alsina thing, like, okay, clearly they've both cheated on each other. That's been made clear off of their red table talk. Like, clearly y'all do this. So at this point, I guess it maybe is open marriage. Not really too sure, but at this point, you might as well say it is. So I just found it strange though that I believe Jaden and Will were friends, and it's just kind of awkward and weird if your parents sleep with one of your children's friends. Like, let's just flip the script and say Will slept with one of Willow's friends. Would
He would got crucified for that.
you know?
He would definitely got crucified for that. I mean, that just, it's a double standard. You know how the world works is always a double standard. But in this case, and you also got to think too, Jaden brought August over there to get help from his mom. So in a way, it's kind of like she took advantage of him in a sense. It's like that's what
He
made
was
it
sick.
worse. Yeah. And first off, I'm gonna say this. I blame Jaden too. First off, your mama ain't no damn therapist, okay? Let's get it. If that was your friend, you would got him some real help from a real professional.
Mm-hmm.
This woman took advantage of him. That's why he did what he did, because I'm like, why is he doing all this now? Then all of a sudden I start thinking, what was she doing? Did she take advantage of him? I mean, clearly you fell for him at one point. So it's like, was this the type of guy that kind of remind you of somebody?
I really think Jada. So I was actually talking to my brother the other day about this. I was like, honestly, I feel like it's whatever I feel like it's karma coming back on both ends for Will and Jada. I feel like when they met, um, first of all, I don't even know what year that was they got married, but Will was already pretty much a huge star because Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and pretty much anything after that was just major. So he was already like the hottest thing in Hollywood. And then you got Jada. I mean, she was definitely one of the hottest things in Hollywood. So in my perspective, I feel like Will was probably the type of guy like he could have had any like endless options of whoever he wanted. And he probably just seen Jada and was like, I'm gonna get her because I can have her. And he probably just got her to be like, yeah, I got Jada. Jada probably seemed like, okay, Will really like me. It's a bag. And I guess that kind of just fed off of each other. But like, after so long, it was like nothing else was there. Like, I mean, I'm not seeing Will's out of a bag at all because he always gonna have a bag. But prime Will, like I Am Legend versus the Will now, I mean, they still getting the bag, but we was saying like Will was in his height. So Jada probably really didn't even have to do no, I mean, she was just really chilling at that point. Like, what did she really have to do work wise when Will Smith is your husband? And she just probably got tired. I think she got tired of holding up this good girl image. Like she got tired of Will and him being so good and nice. I mean, she probably really did want something that could fill that Tupac void that she's clinging on to so tightly. And August Alsina, I guess, filled that void. And I just felt like he was taken advantage of because he was sick. He's a lot younger than her. He's not in no type of financial comparison to Jada or Will's bank account. Um, and that was her son's friend. So it's just like, what was y'all gonna get out of this? And I really think he fell in love with her, and whole time she's just like, I can't leave my husband for you.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The whole thing is a mess. Now it's been rumored Will has cheated. It hasn't really came out he cheated. It's been rumors. Um, he does love Jada. I don't know if Jada loves him as much like that, but I think the whole red table talk, I understood what the mission was, the concept, but at some point you can't put everything out there on the table. Certain things has to be between you and your um spouse.
Hmm.
And she pretty much laid it out there. And the more she talked, the more I'm thinking like, you've been damaged ever since you were a kid. You know what I mean? You've been this way. And the fact that, and what gets me is that I think even to this day, she don't know how to love somebody. I'm thinking, you've been with this guy for how long? 25 years or
Yeah.
so? And you tell me you still don't know how to love somebody? He ain't showing you how to love somebody. He's showing you. He's giving you. He's might not telling you, but he's showing you
Hmm.
what love is.
Hmm.
But I think she, like you said, she's still holding on to the past and everything like that. And I would say this too. When you brought up Willow earlier, I'm a father of a daughter, of a girl. I'll be damned if my daughter gonna write a note to somebody who's no longer here talking about, can you please come back and make my mama happy? All hell would break loose in
Do
my
you see how
household.
much hold this woman got on her family over a dead person? Like, it's like a chokehold on them. Like, she literally got her family, like her kids, who I'm pretty much the same age as. This
Yep.
man been dead way before we was like here, or
No, you way before you were here.
yeah. So I'm saying like me and her kids. So it's like the fact that she can have a kids miss a person that they've never even met. That's screaming a lot. Like, on how she can really control this family. She got a husband trying to do the most for her, and she's shown numerous times that she really don't care. And then she has her kids, writing letters to dead folks. So it's like this woman got more control than y'all think she really do.
Oh yeah, I mean, she pretty much admitted that on the Red Table Talk. There was a clip of there basically saying that she's going to manipulate you because she knows she can. So it's like, just get rid of the whole Red Table Talk. You just burn it. It's not doing your family justice. Just let it go. I mean, she had stuff. I mean, she had her own band. She still producing and things like
Hmm.
that. It's like, stick to what you know. Don't go. You're not a therapist. I'm tired of this. Red Table Talk ain't there for people to bring problems to you because you ain't no therapist. Now, if it was somebody like a Dr. Phil basically saying, oh, I'm gonna start this whole red table talk, I
Mm-hmm.
can understand because he's a therapist. He could,
Mm-hmm.
do that. But if I don't see no paperwork on the wall, why the hell am I talking to you?
And I was trying to figure out, honestly, why was that started? Like, what gave Jada the idea to be the celebrity therapist? Because
She had too
that,
much time on her hand.
when Will Smith is your husband, you have endless anything that you want. So I think she really did it. Like, don't get me wrong, she started off great, but when it was time to display her shit, I think that's when it like backfired on her and she was like, damn, now I gotta come to the table and talk about my stuff. But now I think she's realizing like, oh, this is getting attention. I'm starting to make money out. Now I think she's really enjoying exposing her marriage and herself. So
It's all for the almighty dollar, I guess.
in Hollywood, I mean, those people have to do and will do a lot of things that a normal person wouldn't, because their problems are not our problems, and they have to do a lot of things, and sometimes just willing to do a lot of things that me as a person I wouldn't do, that they're fine with that.
Yeah, like even me and my wife, we talked about this. I said, ain't no way a wife is gonna allow her husband on the biggest stage of Hollywood to go up there and on his biggest night, on his biggest night, to go up there and humiliate somebody else on stage like that.
Hmm.
Because, it's all gonna come back on you. You know what I mean? I know if my wife who knows me, she knows what's gonna push my buttons, she would have stopped me before it even got to that point. She
Hmm.
didn't do that. She didn't do that. Then
You
all of a
see that look
sudden,
she gave him?
yeah, I seen that. I
You
was
see that
like,
look, like, nigga?
yeah,
And then
you could
next thing you
tell
know, I really didn't want Will to slap Chris.
that's a lie.
It's the
That
manipulation.
and you gotta think too. I think Chris Rock known Jada a lot longer than Will Smith known Jada. So you could that was a personal thing.
Hmm.
That was personal because I even put on my TikTok. I'm like, Will Smith don't get no credit for me for smacking a comedian. Now, if that was Dwayne Johnson and he went up there and smacked him, he got away with it. Man, listen, I'm buying tickets to all your movies for everybody out there. I'm like, dude, but you ain't smacking him like that because you see how big that dude is. You ain't
Hmm.
going after him. He know
Hmm.
better. And here's the thing: if you gonna smack somebody, be fully committed to the smack.
No, just go
Don't
full blown ass whooping. Why you gonna smack him and walk off? You should just beat his ass.
the slap wasn't even that hard because Chris Rock didn't even move from his spot. And you could tell Chris Rock wanted to go in on him because he held himself back. And I was like, whew, if that was me, I would have went in on, I don't care if he is gonna win the Oscar that night. He would have gotten this.
He
But he
shouldn't have done
said,
that.
no, he shouldn't have done it. Because it's not, you gotta think, it's not only about you, it's about the others who this is their only moment when it comes to being nominated or winning an Academy Award. So he pretty much just ruined everybody else's night. So when they talk about this years to come, they're like, "Oh yeah, y'all remember that night? Oh yeah, that's the Will Smith slap Oscar thing."
I feel
Yeah,
like it was fake though, because honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I had no idea the Oscars was on that night. Like, if it weren't for Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, I would never would have known. Like,
that's what a lot of conspiracy theories are saying because I knew it was on, I just didn't care. I was watching the game and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I'm going through my phone instantly. I was like, "What the smack, Chris? Hold up!" I was sitting there right next to my wife. I said, "Babe, look at this." And I turned it right on to the Oscars too. I was like,
you see?
I'm like,
But
oof.
look how many big names was in that room that night. Like, you had Denzel, you had Jaden Will, you had Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, it was some heavy, heavy big names in that room that night. And nobody gave a damn. Like, nobody was even really checking for the Oscars that night. So me
I mean,
personally, Do you watch the Oscars? Like, is that like something you really tune into, like on a yearly basis?
I don't watch the Oscars. I really don't watch the Grammys unless they have like a tribute performance to somebody that's
Hmm.
great. Um, yeah, I just think that whoever wins, like let's just say Oscars, whoever win the Oscars, nobody's gonna remember that role for years to come, right? It ain't like how back in the day people would go back and still watch those movies
Hmm.
because those are classic movies, and they will live through generations. Now movies, there's so much content out there to where when you hear like best picture, you never heard of it, right? Because you got different platforms now. Like Netflix is starting to take over the Academy Awards.
Hmm.
Now you have HBO Max. They're
Hmm.
doing the same thing. So even with that, I'm like, nobody's gonna go back and watch these movies. Nobody's gonna remember you won an Oscar for this role. If they didn't tell me they won an Oscar, I would have not known. So I don't really do that. I really don't watch the Grammys either. I think it's just we know all of it's politics by the end of the day. And so I just like leave it alone. I think the
Hmm.
last time I watched the Grammys was when they did the tribute to Prince.
Yeah.
So that's the last time I watched it. Um, hell, I might not even watch the BET Awards this year. It's done.
Honey, they done been lost me. I think they lost me like 2014, 15. I just started noticing, like, honestly, it's like with anything. Once something just becomes so overly, like music in general is just played. Like they just throw any artist in any genre to try to make any hit, and it's like it. Um, Classical music and hard work is not the same. Like if you look at groups like or just musical artists like the Temptations, or you look at Aretha Franklin, or you look at Earth, Wind and Fire, when you start looking at artists like that, and then you start looking at artists now, it is not the same work ethic, it's not the same conditions, it's not even the same type of music. Like you could just throw anybody in the booth now, throw some auto tune on, you can have a hit. Like it don't even really take you ain't even really go to a studio. You can really do everything like just sitting right here at a computer for a front, just make you a hit and you could blow up on the charts. But like who would really remember you because you about to be replaced within like the next 10, 15 minutes by somebody who doing the same thing as you. You don't really have to work hard to be in the music industry anymore. You just have to have a auto tune and that's pretty much it.
Now I would say the Soul Train Awards is something I will watch.
Yeah.
That's something I will watch. I think because you know they do acknowledge the artists, the groups from the past, and
Hmm.
have them come up and perform and things like that. Because you probably won't see them on any other platform. So when you see um, a John B, when you see a Donnell Jones, when you see BBD, Babyface, Tevin Campbell, when you see all these old school artists, they coming back and perform at the Soul Train Awards. Jodeci, what I mean, you see them as like, and I always forget to watch them too because they always come on at the wrong damn time for me. And I keep forgetting, like, oh damn, it is on, and I'm focused on something else too. But I will catch it later on, and I just get so excited. You know, um, the BET Awards is just, I mean, it's so hard for them now because I remember at one point they couldn't even really find a host because usually they would announce who the host would be 3 or 4 months ahead. I remember one time they didn't find a host about 3 weeks ahead. I don't like what the uh and last year's BT Awards, I was like, all right, I don't know what the hell Usher had on during his performance, but he had that BS on, and I'm not understanding none of this anymore. So I'm just gonna I don't know if I'm gonna watch the VMAs. It's just
Last time I watched VMAs, I believe that was the year. that Beyonce had announced her pregnancy. I think that was like 2003, or what's that MTV? It was at the VMAs, and she did on one of them when she had announced her pregnancy, and I really think that's the last time I watched it.
Yeah, it just ain't what it used to be. All this stuff ain't what it used to be.
It's
Um,
played.
Now, if they're gonna bring anything back, with all these music videos they got going on, they need to go ahead and bring back BET Uncut. It's gonna bring that back. I mean, come on. I mean, you look at the videos right now, it's like perfect for that platform. Just put it back on there. I mean, was it during the quarantine? Was it 2020 when
Hmm.
WAP came out?
Yep.
And I remember I watched that video probably about 100 straight times. Like, I'm like,
Oh.
and I was like, oh, this is, well, I guess this where, I'm not mad at the video, but I guess this is where rap is heading at right now,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But, stuff like that, they could bring back. But overall, when it comes to content, it's just not there anymore. It's not there. I can't really watch BET without seeing the Tyler Perry show on it.
I don't even like, honestly, I don't even have like cable. I just stream. So if it's not on YouTube, or if it's not on, because I literally watch everything from YouTube, from movies to TV shows, music videos. Yeah, I pretty much do it all for YouTube. I also watch like a little Tubi, but
I love Tubi.
Tubi's my shit. Like I'll scroll through there and find me some of the hoodest shit, but it be good. Like I'm telling you.
New Jack City is on there right now. What else is on there?
Bernie Mac show.
Bernie Mac show is on there.
Steve Harvey show.
Oh yeah, that's the first 2 seasons they have on there. What else is on there?
The PJs.
PJs is on there. I'm gonna ask you this.
Hmm?
What is your favorite movie of all time?
Coming to America.
Okay. So you're in the comedy. Okay.
Yes.
And that's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time, Coming to America. Yes.
What you think about the second one? Did you like the second one?
It was good, but it's definitely not no comparison to the first one. The new one is just like, I think they just did that to like give the new generation something to look at the first one. Like it could never ever top the first one ever.
No, it can't. That movie's such a huge impact, on our culture, to where it's like, if you Black and you say you don't like that movie, something is really wrong with you.
Or if you ain't seen it, what?
Depending on how old you are, I'm gonna go. Depending if you're like under the age of 18, I'll be like, all right, maybe somebody hasn't exposed them to that yet. Or if you just decided, yeah, I'm not watching that, then I'm like, all right, you gotta watch it. There's certain movies that you just gotta watch, in my opinion. Coming to America is one of them. Now, I would say this. I love Coming to America. That's one of my favorite comedies. But the one, I think one of the most slept on Eddie Murphy comedy movies, Harlem Nights. Because to me, in my opinion, now Coming to America to me is a better movie. I mean, you could quote that movie from start to end. But Harlem Nights to me had the most funniest of scenes.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
That's why I'm like, when I look at prime Eddie Murphy, like you said, prime Will Smith, prime Eddie Murphy, you look at the Beverly Hills Cop franchise, the Coming to America, the
Clumps.
Yep, the whole Nutty Professor franchise. Then you have Boomerang.
Boomerang.
Boomerang might be his best movie overall, just in terms of just a movie.
You right, cause Boomerang. I feel like Eddie Murphy, like even though he does these like dramatic roles, they be so like he's a person who takes his craft so good. Like you have no choice but to laugh when you watch his stuff. Like from Norbit to Boomerang, Coming to America, Harlem Nights. My favorite scene in that movie is when
You better say
him
Arsenio Hall. You better say Arsenio Hall.
no, when him and the woman get into it and they fight and he put that trash can. I
Della Reese, yep.
I love her. Like I promise, that's for me. That's the funniest scene throughout the whole movie because he was really playing, but she was so dead serious, and then he really ended up shooting her. Yo, the whole scene just funny as hell. Like he
I'm gonna
playing
tell
with
you.
her.
I'm gonna tell you something. Did you know there's a connection between that scene and the fight scene in Life with Eddie Murphy and Gomel?
No.
Okay, here's the connection. Eddie Murphy getting his ass whooped, right?
Mhm.
Um, Martin Lawrence was telling him, "Hey, throw in the towel." He didn't listen. So when he get back up, he told Goldmouth, "Hey, Goldmouth, I know an old bitch named Della that hits harder than you."
And he talking about from the scene of Harlem
Yeah,
Nights when him and Della
talking
was
about,
fighting.
yep.
Hey,
So basically, and here's the funny thing: I didn't even know that until about 2 years ago.
I ain't
Because
no
you
till
don't,
now. Shit.
because like when they brought that up, I was like, "Oh snap!" Because when you make a movie like that far apart, you're not gonna like put two and two together.
Mm-mm.
Until somebody brought that up, I was like, "That show is." I was just because you notice something new every time you watch the same movie.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever
Yeah.
reason, you just notice something new. And I swear to you, not I did not know that until it just blew my mind when somebody brought that up to me.
Yo, he's a genius. Like I respect his craft. I respect his work ethic. Because the man done put out more than enough hits to be labeled an icon in that industry. Like he's stamped for sure. So I respect him and what he do. And hell, I hope he could keep putting out some shit.
Oh yeah, he's he will always be on Mount Rushmore, for me. And that Coming to America, I thought that second one, I thought they tried a little too hard,
They
trying to
did.
match up to a classic. And I was like, but I didn't have too much expectations because that was like 30 years ago. So I'm like, when you bring it something like that, somebody who like me who grew up on it, I knew I gotta lower my expectations for this particular
Mhm.
movie. But when he did My Name is Dolomite, I thought, in my opinion, because he was already nominated for an Oscar for, was it Dreamgirls? I think
Yeah.
I felt like he should have been nominated for an Oscar for this role because that was his coming out party, coming back out party.
Mhm.
And if
Mhm.
anybody, I don't know if you ever saw Dolomite. Have you ever seen Dolomite original movie?
Not the original, but I did see the one with Eddie Murphy.
Okay, Dolomite is actually on Tubi, so you go check that out. Um, it is black exploitation back in the day. He basically did everything you saw in that movie with Eddie Murphy.
Mhm.
That's basically how it happened and stuff like that. But that movie with him, he played that character so great. I thought, yo, and people say he should have been nominated for an Oscar, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, at times, you got too many great actors, for that time being, and somebody got to get left out. But we all know he's forever an icon. So whatever he does, pretty much gonna turn into gold and stuff like that. I really enjoy Eddie Murphy and all of that. But my favorite scene in Harlem Nights, of course, is with Arsenio Hall. He made that entire scene.
You talking about the
He
bar when he was dressing up?
no, I'm talking about when they were chasing him. You remember he went to go see his brother in his apartment, and he
Mhm.
found him. He was dead, and then he walked out. They's like, what's that nigga doing coming out my brother's house?
Wig, bro, that's my scene right there. Yes, you right, though. You right. Yes.
That is my favorite. That's probably my favorite scene in comedy movie history. Like that is, I don't know why I still laugh so hard at it. Eddie Murphy is a genius as well. So I mean Arsenio Hall is a genius as well. So
Yes.
shout out to him. But yeah, my favorite movie. I'm different from you. I'm really different from you. My favorite movie is Enter the Dragon.
Are you serious?
That is my favorite movie of all time.
You know what? And I'm not even gonna hold you. I watched that movie for the first time when I was about, I know I was in high school, so I want to say it was like my freshman year was the first time I seen it. My mama had put it on. She was like, "Girl, grow up off of this movie." Woo woo. And I seen, I was like, okay. It gave me a like I feel like maybe Karate Kid or something probably got some inspiration from that, but it is a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, he's a black dude and it's do he have like a Jerry curl like
No, you talking about that.
ish?
You talking about Afro. No, you talking about what you're talking about is The Last Dragon.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
different. Enter the Dragon is with Bruce Lee.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so The Last Dragon, so the dude that you're talking about, he goes by Bruce Leroy.
Okay.
And the enemy is Shonuff. So
Yes.
that's what you're talking about. I ain't talking about that bullshit movie. I'm talking about the greatest of greatest karate movie, martial arts movies of all time. Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly. He's a black guy with the fro and everything like that.
Okay.
You know, and that's the movie. That's Bruce Lee's greatest movie ever. And you know what's so sad about that?
What?
He didn't even get to live to watch the movie.
Did he
He died.
die?
Yep. He had a major headache. He took some pills and went to go lay on the couch. And he never woke back up.
Damn.
So he
What
never
did he
got to
take?
which I don't know. There's some conspiracies around his death. You know, he just had a headache. He complained about it. His so-called mistress gave him some pills, and he went to go lay on the couch, and he just fell into a coma and never woke up. Which is kind of crazy though, because his son, Brandon Lee. I don't know if you ever heard of this movie. It's called The Crow. All right, so The Crow was something that was made in the mid-90s. His son Brandon was the lead in the movie. This is where the whole curse came from, because father died basically after the movie was done, but his son died on set.
Did he get shot?
He got shot. It was supposed to be a prop gun. It wasn't a prop gun. It was a real gun with real bullets, and he got shot and he died on set.
I heard about that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where they had the whole curse thing from and all that. But that's my favorite movie, of all time. But if I gotta go with a black movie, I can't pick one because I love them all.
Facts.
Except for Woo.
Well, yeah.
Except for Woo. I would pick Sprung before I'll pick Woo. No lie. I'll pick all. Matter of fact, I'll pick some independent movie nobody's ever heard of before I pick that shit. That's what I'll do. I'm glad like nobody really brings that movie back up, because everybody has a miss. If you're gonna be in, that is her miss, and it's like if she could do it over again, she probably would have turned it down. But maybe she needed the money. So
true.
And people forget Tommy Davidson was in that movie too. So, but I don't really talk about him because I think he just did Booty Call right before that. So that's one of those one of those things. But I'll tell you this: the reason I love like black movies, I'm also action freak as well. It's just that I just find it so relatable, and we could do anything from drama to comedy to action, right? And it's like you could get the best of like all these different worlds at once. You could watch a house party, then turn around, watch Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society. Then you go watch Friday. Then you might turn around and watch like what's another black movie? I need an example. Like Coming to America. So that's what I like. So I've pretty much seen them all.
Mhm.
You know, I always thought Baby Boy was overrated, but
Yes.
you know what? I would say this too. BET done ruined that movie. I'll say that.
It's ruined a couple of movies because Baby Boy, Daddy's Little Girls, like they literally have no type of diversity when it come to when I say BT play one movie and that's all they play, like from
Oh yeah,
Baby Boy to Daddy's Little Girl, like these was the movies I always seen every time I clicked on there. So I got sick of the whole network as a whole because I'm like, what are you doing?
I think Tyler Perry just didn't go ahead and just buy BET because pretty much all his content is pretty much on that network and Oprah Winfrey's network. So it's just like,
I wouldn't be surprised if he got some type of deal to where he just gonna be the most played on BET. Like,
well, he does own half of BET Plus, so
see,
stuff like that. Um, One last thing I want to talk about. I want you to get your opinion on it because you are a woman. Um, Kevin Samuels. Okay, I see the neck snap. Okay,
no, because you know what's crazy? I have never even watched the full Kevin Samuels video.
I'm so happy you said that because all the videos that went viral is over just clips, right? And it's like y'all never sat there and watch a whole show before, like, cause I've seen it. Me and my wife, we seen it, and we have seen him dog out men exactly the same way he dog out women.
Okay.
So he's not there to really spare your feelings. He's really there to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard him basically when you talking about disrespect. No, women talking about, oh, he doesn't like black women. I'm like, have you ever heard him speak to a man before? Like he would call that dude a little dick nigga, like real quick.
Oh.
No lie. Like that's what he'll do. And it's like, but he's gonna ask you questions. My only issue is that I feel like one, women are not holding other women accountable when they go onto his
Mm-hmm.
platform. And
Mm-hmm.
two, if you're going onto his platform, you have to also understand you have to play by his rules, but don't come to his platform with the BS either. Like, if you know your situation and what you're bringing to the table is messed up, even like a high school student could figure like, what? Like, what? Like one woman talking about she got 5 kids, 4 baby daddies, but she want a man with no kids.
That's where you have to look at a person's mental stability. Like, are
And
you
that was
okay?
yeah, and there's another woman basically said that she want to leave her husband and go back to her ex because his social status is like done grew up to top notch, like where he's at socially, right? And what tripped me out, Kevin Samuels, and I knew it was coming too. I said that I'm like, here he comes. And he was like, so where was his social status at when he was with you?
Ooh,
I said, I knew it. I knew it.
maybe him leaving you boosted his social status.
And here's the thing, you got a man who's faithful to you, who goes to work, who provides and protects and all this stuff. But because his social status ain't up here, you want to go back to your ex because his social status up here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that dude is being no, you can't reach his level now. He probably got a woman that's beyond your level.
Facts.
So You
So
know,
what you gotta ask me about Kevin Samuels? Do I like him?
do you like him? Do you like what he represents? Do you uh agree with him? Some of the things that he say, or are you just like one of these women who just like, I don't like Kevin Samuels.
I can't say I don't like him because I really don't know him and he just does his interviews. I feel like he's just a guy who's going to state his opinion on what he believes and what he's experienced. So he's basing this off of a more than positive past experiences he's been through, people he's talked to, known, and all of that type of stuff. I don't really have no hate against him. I think women that go to Kevin Samuels, I feel like at that point you might just be lost in your womanhood or something. I really don't know because I feel like maybe you're a woman who feels like you maybe not do nothing wrong, or you might feel like you really right all the time in your head, and maybe he's the guy to put you in like a reality check type, like you tweaking. Like I feel like those type of women should definitely go to him. I feel like if I was to meet Kevin Samuels, I feel like I could just have a regular conversation with him and get his opinion on stuff. But I don't think we would have a conversation per se to where I would get offended by anything. Like, I mean, if it's just a conversation, it's just a conversation. But I guess the women who go on there, like, say things like what you just said, they have 5 children, but they want nobody with no kids. It's kind of like you kind of setting yourself up for somebody to put you in a reality check. You're going to hear a lot of shit you don't want to hear. So, what do you expect him? What do you expect anybody to say to a statement like that? Or if you already got somebody married to you who's being faithful to you, but you want to leave them because somebody is like socially popular, it's not even clicking with what you're saying. So any 2-year-old could have told you, well, just stay with your husband because this person clearly wants to be with you, but you want to go with somebody who may be like popular on Instagram or something. It's like it sounds like a child um mindset out of grown people. And I guess he's just like putting them in check. Like you gotta stop that shit.
I'm gonna say this to anybody who was listening or watching. Go seek a real therapist. Stop going to a Kevin Samuels. Stop going to a freaking Jada Pinkett. Stop going to Steve Harvey for advice. Knowing the fact that you got family members in there who could give you that exact same advice, but I think the mindset is because they have a platform, maybe I could get on that platform. Maybe I could break them.
Mm-hmm.
Not on that platform because it's hard to break somebody on somebody else's platform because it's theirs. They make the rules. You can't do what you want to do. So if you have any personal issues, anything like that, and your situation messed up, go to your friends first. Because once you go out there and it's out there for the world to see, it just makes you look a lot worse than the person who's doing the interview and all of that, whose platform it is. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, stop taking advice from people like that. Especially know your situation is. I don't know if they think clearly, like in their mind, it probably sounds really good. And when they say it out loud, like, no, this is not. And I know they probably had some regrets. They probably trying
Mm-hmm.
to, wish they could take it back. But
Too
hey,
late.
listen, too
That's what
late
I'm talking
now.
about. I feel like he has people that come on his show that's like, I don't know what their thinking process is. Like from what I'm hearing is nothing in depth, but what would make you feel like he's the guy that's going to help you change your relational life? Like this is not, as far as I know, he's not a licensed therapist. Um, so I don't know. I like you said, I think people just go on there to get a little clout up, to try to make that situation seem like it's something, and then he just dumb it down to like, no, that ain't even it. And then they get mad because he's like not going what they talking about. And it's like, what you expect him to do? Like,
It's
you're
almost
not
like you
even
looking. It's almost like you're looking for approval from somebody.
who don't even, first of all, who don't even know you, and then for two, the situation you explaining, it ain't even relatable. Like You're not even talking about a relatable situation. I could see if she said she had no kids and she wanted nobody with no kids, but you got kids and you want somebody with no kids. Like, that's not even relatable.
Yeah, they ain't, you know, if somebody want to play stepdaddy, cool, name for me. You
It's
know,
plenty of them out here from what I'm seeing. It's plenty. So, but what type of man would that be to where he's just willing to take care of you and your kids? And I mean, what if he end up wanting more kids? Then what? It's
yeah,
like y'all already facing a dilemma before the problem even start.
right, exactly. That's it's off of entertainment. That's all it is. No, it's an entertainment platform. We all know what it is. So, and he's doing it right. I mean, he shot up through, the pandemic, when everybody was at home. You couldn't really do nothing but watch TV, and if you had your dreams that you was working on, your business or your art or whatever, you was at home doing it, so you really couldn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he ascended pretty much, like a lot of content creators. So um I don't have an issue with it because it's his platform. That's the only thing about it. If it's somebody's platform and they doing it and they grew it the right way, and people want to come on and tell you, get your advice about stuff, then hey, continue to do it. I'm not going to tell somebody to stop. And if you don't like it, you got to watch. But just know that, wherever you get yourself into, know what you're getting into first before you even say, okay, I want to go on there and see what he says or she says.
Right on that part.
That's my only thing. I know there's gonna be a lot of guys watching this show. I know they probably gonna want to know: are you single or are you taking? Are you
Is this
single
a
or are
real
you?
question?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm bringing this up, because was it back in January?
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend of mine who I grew up with. She was on the platform, and she stated that she was single, and all these guys were like on my comments and DMs like, "Hey, yo, man, you think you could hook me up and all of this?" Like, no, dude. Why are you going through me? So, are you single or are you taking? Please say you taking.
I'm taking.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Woo. Y'all heard that. She's taking. So don't be all up in my comments or my DMs talking about, hey, can you hook me up with this? No, I can't, because she is taking.
Tell him I got a distant lover.
Why you say that?
He already, hey, I'ma just, listen. What's already understood don't gotta be explained. They know what. Hey, he know if he see this podcast, he know.
Listen. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something about men real quick. We listen to key words like that when you speak. So a lot of times when women think men are not listening, oh, we're listening. We're just listening for key words that's coming out your mouth.
What's the
So when
keywords I said?
you said distant.
We don't live in the same state.
Exactly.
So what? I mean, that's the truth. Like, he is distant from me.
Could have said y'all was close.
Oh, we close. Don't get it twisted. We close.
Okay. All right.
Close. Okay. We
Okay.
talk every day.
Okay. Y'all heard that. They close.
Close.
Now don't hit me up.
Please don't go into Drinking at the Dark podcast trying to figure out what I'm doing. Please do not do that. He got his own family, his own life. You feel me? If you want to figure out something, go straight to the horse's mouth. Don't be going through no third parties.
Yeah, don't leave me alone.
Please. But he know. I'm good.
I'm like, nah, she taking, bro. Leave that alone.
Hey, please, because I don't want no smoke. I'm enjoying my healthy life. And I've already been through restraining orders and all of that. I'm not trying to go back through that no more, okay?
Yeah, y'all leave her alone. Please do.
Please. Thank
She
you.
she been through enough already. Please leave her alone.
If only
Uh,
y'all knew.
no, I don't want to know.
You don't, because I don't even want to go back in that time. I'm so good right now. I ain't even worried about none of that no more.
As long as you ain't kill nobody, we good.
Hey, won't
Nope.
God do it? Because it's been some
Yeah.
close calls. God is good.
Hey, listen. I know you say you live in Louisville and all of that. I've seen Louisville in the first 48. Okay.
And he was from Louisville, who I was trying to put on the first 48. Okay. Like, yeah, that was, if you're looking for a good dating scene, don't ever come to Louisville. Please do not. I repeat, if you're looking for a good dating scene, just drive right through Louisville. Don't even stop.
Oh, where should they go if they gotta drive through Louisville
You need to be going to the next state, Tennessee or something further down. Don't even stop here. You need to just
or Indiana?
maybe Indiana, maybe Ohio, maybe Tennessee. Just don't
Oh,
stop here.
that remind me too. There's a Clarksville, Indiana. And know how I know?
Oh
Because
snap.
when we was in Louisville for that church trip, we went to Walmart in Clarksville, Indiana,
Hmm.
and we saw some baddies out there back
Don't
then.
do it.
But we got our stuff and left. It was like, no. No, when you get that weird energy, like, no, you
Hmm.
gotta leave. I said, hey, come on, man, let's get back in this van real quick. Let's get back to this hotel where we safe.
Okay.
But
I'm warning y'all.
I remember Clarksville, Indiana very well because we went to the Walmart out there.
I be
I
going
don't,
through a word sometimes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know why we couldn't go to a Walmart in the city. I don't know where. Maybe it was closer or something. I don't know.
No, no, no. Cause was you at the Go House that night?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. That
It's much closer. See, Louisville set up very weird. There is no major like markets downtown. It's just like a
okay,
downtown. You would literally either have to go on the other side of town to get to the next Walmart, or you could just cross the bridge and go straight to Indiana. So it's just
okay,
closer.
yeah. I was a teenager at the time. I was like, I don't. Where are we going?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, if we driving somewhere, I need to know, hey, where we at,
Right.
location. You know what I mean? Don't surprise me. We up at this spot. But now I know. So you explained it to me. So it makes a lot more sense now why
Yeah.
we went there to go get some snacks and everything. Cause that doggone food at the hotel was too doggone expensive. They knew
They
they could have
still
gave us.
are.
They knew they could have gave us vouchers there. We
They
paying
could
all
have.
that money
They could
and
have. They
stuff.
got enough.
Yeah, but you know, capitalism at its finest, I guess.
Welcome to America.
Well, look, we're coming to the end of the episode, and usually I like to give my guests the last word. So, um, go ahead, promote your brand one last time. If anything else that you want to say, words of encouragement, anything like that, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, again, this is your girl Savannah with Savannah Sweet Spa, all natural handmade skincare products for any and everybody. Currently going through a revamp, but my line will be relaunched in July, adding some new products, removing some old ones, but it's still going to be all natural and handmade. You can follow me on Instagram at Savannah's Glow. You can follow me on Facebook, Savannah Sweet Spa. If anybody wants to email me, you can email me at savannah's sweet spa at gmail.com. I'm open to podcasts, craft shows, vendor shows. I do shows at clubs. I do shows at shit everywhere. I can't even think of them all right now. I've been everywhere. To clubs, to churches, you name it. I done vended everywhere. So If you ever need somebody to vend at a pop-up shop, I'm more than happy to come. I really enjoyed myself tonight on this podcast. I had an amazing time. I definitely would love to be back. Would love to get some people on here that I know. And I just had a great time tonight. I'm pleased to be a guest. And please don't be a stranger.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. And once again, y'all please support Savannah Jones and everything that she's doing. Um, listen, we gotta support each other, so whether it's purchasing or sharing posts or whatever, telling your friends or family about it, please do so. Also, y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. If you want to advertise on Drinking After Dark podcast, send a DM to Facebook or Instagram, and I could give you the details with that later. Savannah, once again, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna do this again, definitely. We definitely gonna do this again, and we're gonna play some games in the mix as well. So it's gonna be fun though. And I guarantee you that. Until next time, people. Oh, before I go, new episodes are available every Friday on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So y'all make sure y'all check out new episodes of Drinking After Dark podcast. Until next time, people, we out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.